after Hindus in Bangladesh were hounded and attacked in several districts across Bangladesh, lakhs of Hindus took to the streets in Bangladesh to protest against the targeted attacks on the community. Bangladesh's capital Dhaka, and there was also Chittagong, where lakhs of people came out on the streets and protested. There were massive rallies that they held. This was in response to the attacks on Hindu homes, after these homes were vandalized, after businesses of Hindus were targeted and burned down, and after temples were attacked, forcing devotees to take shelter and live in fear. But it's not just Bangladesh. Hindus from across the world have come out in solidarity with the community that is facing persecution in Bangladesh after things took a dramatic political turn, with Sheikh Hasina fleeing. A protest was also staged in London by Hindus living in the UK. They raised their voice in solidarity with Hindus of Bangladesh and demanded that they be granted protection.
So I demand to the interim government to amendment the constitution. The constitution said this is Muslim country, but in our freedom war, we did everyone. We fought for our country, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, everybody. So we want the amendment that this should be our country, not Muslim country.
We are gathered here because in Bangladesh for last couple of 5-6 days, people are torturing, burning our houses. Hindus, Christians, minorities' houses are burned. Our brothers have been killed, our mothers have been killed. They are looting our houses, they are burning our houses, our churches, our temples. We want justice for Bangladesh. We are citizens of Bangladesh and we want to stay in Bangladesh. They cannot take, these Islamists, the fundamentalists, they cannot take our country and they cannot deport us from Bangladesh.
The plight of Hindus in Bangladesh has also triggered a political war in India, with the Bharatiya Janata Party questioning the silence of top Congress and INDIA bloc leaders, including the Gandhis. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma trained guns at opposition leaders, accusing them of being tight-lipped on the atrocities being committed against Hindus because of appeasing their vote bank. This is the charge that's coming in from the BJP.
जिन लोगों के मन में ये कोई भाव नहीं कि दुनिया के किसी कोने में कोई हिंदू प्रताड़ित हो रहा है तो उसके प्रति आवाज उठा सके, क्योंकि उसमें भी उन्हें लगता है कि अगर हम आवाज उठाएंगे तो कहीं यहाँ उनका वोट बैंक न खिसक जाए। याद रखना, जो बांग्लादेश में हो रहा है, जो चर्चाएं हो रही थी अभी, वहां 90% जो हिंदू बचा है वह दलित समुदाय से है। और मैं इसीलिए कहना चाहूंगा, ये जो सबके मुंह सिले हुए हैं, इसलिए सिले हुए हैं क्योंकि इनके मालूम है कि बांग्लादेश को हिंदू उनका वोटर नहीं होगा।
प्रियंका गांधी और कांग्रेस फैब जो परिवार है, उन्होंने गाजा के लिए कितना बार ट्वीट किया है। अब पूरा तमाम जो कांग्रेस और उनका इकोसिस्टम को देखिए कि गाजा के लिए कितना हंगामा किया। बांग्लादेश का हिंदू के लिए ये कांग्रेस लोग कितना बार ट्वीट किया, कितना बार धरना प्रदर्शन किया। आज जो कांग्रेस है, उन्होंने प्रूफ कर दिया कि दुनिया में कहीं भी मुसलमानों का तकलीफ होगा तो हम हैं, लेकिन हिंदू का तकलीफ है हम नहीं है। हम खाली हिंदू का बीच में, हिंदू को जातियों में तोड़ने का काम ही हमारा मकसद है।
Now, in the latest, the Bharatiya Janata Party has also tweeted accusing the Congress of double standards. In their tweet, the BJP says that while the Congress speaks on Gaza, it is silent on Bangladesh, and Pratibha is going to get us more. She has the tweets of leaders of the BJP. We've heard those reactions coming in, Pratibha, and that parallel that the BJP is drawing, that when it's about Gaza, leaders of the Congress, leaders of the INDIA bloc come out and express solidarity. But when it comes to the Hindus, especially those who are facing persecution in Bangladesh, there is stony silence. What's the latest, Pratibha?
Absolutely. So the BJP has been saying because of vote bank politics and other reasons, those within the country are refusing to see the reality in Bangladesh. And look at the tweet attack that has come in from the BJP, Sagrika. This is a picture that has been tweeted by the BJP's official handle. This shows Rahul Gandhi. On one side is Gaza, on the other side is Bangladesh. He seems to be handing a rose to Gaza, speaking about the fact that several Congress leaders, including Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, have spoken about Gaza, but there's absolute silence towards Bangladesh and the atrocities that Hindus are facing in Bangladesh.
All right, so that's the latest coming in, and you also heard what Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma said. Now, after coming under attack from the Bharatiya Janata Party over their silence on Hindus of Bangladesh, Congress has expressed concerns over the plight of minorities in Bangladesh. Taking to Twitter, Congress General Secretary Jairam Ramesh said that the party is concerned over the reports of attacks on minorities, their properties and places of worship in Bangladesh. It also appealed to the interim government of Bangladesh to take steps to ensure minority communities continue to live their lives in an atmosphere of security, respect and harmony. We have Rishabh joining us. Rishabh, over the last few days, if there's one thing that the BJP is accusing the Congress of, it is of hypocrisy when it comes to the rights of Hindus, when it comes to the persecution of Hindus in Bangladesh. Now we are seeing protests in the United States, in the UK, with thousands taking to the streets, with them raising chants of Hare Rama, Hare Krishna to express solidarity with those whose houses have been looted, whose homes have been destroyed, who are being killed because of belonging to the Hindu community in Bangladesh. What's the latest when it comes to the political war?
Well, if we talk about the political war of words here in India, while BJP has been openly criticizing Congress and other opposition parties for not speaking for the rights of minorities, especially Hindus, who constitute around 10% of Bangladeshi population, of not paying heed to their atrocities, is something that has been, statement after statement coming in from Bharatiya Janata Party leaders, including Himanta Biswa Sarma or Yogi Adityanath, or senior leadership of BJP as well. While now Jairam Ramesh, the General Secretary Communications of Congress Party, has now posted a tweet clarifying their state or stand on Bangladesh. But definitely the way since 5th of August we have seen atrocities on the minorities, be it on Skon Temple, be it on various Hindu temples, including the Kalibadi, or for that matter, the way Dhakeshwari Temple has been attacked, or Gurdwaras are being attacked. Even a few of the Sikh politicians in Parliament has written to the External Affairs Ministry to intervene and safeguard the rights of Sikhs in Bangladesh as well. So definitely the politics over the minority issues of Bangladesh is raging, while BJP has been saying that that needs to stop. Prime Minister himself tweeted urging the new interim government chief that the minorities should be safeguarded, but the atrocities against minorities see no end.
Earlier, it was some leaders of the opposition, Rishabh, who had taken umbrage to Prime Minister's tweet when it comes to the attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh. And now it is the Congress Party which says that there must be forceful steps that must be taken to protect minorities. The BJP is also saying that when you can speak out for Rafah, why can't you say that Hindus in Bangladesh must be protected? And that's the latest coming in. Rishabh, do stay with us, because we also have Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, who's slamming the remarks by opposition leaders, predicting a Bangladesh-like rerun in India, calling these statements deeply concerning and asking citizens to be alert against such narratives. Vice President Dhankar denounced the attempts to compare the unrest in Bangladesh to potential scenarios in the country. Let's listen in.
I must invite your attention. Endeavors to infuse a narrative that what happened few days ago in our neighborhood is bound to happen in our Bharat is deeply concerning. How can a citizen of this country, having been in parliament, one belonging to distinguished legal fraternity, the other seen enough of Indian Foreign Service, both had the occasion to hold positions of critical consequence in governance as ministers, take no time in saying what happened in neighborhood will happen in India. Be on watch out.
Now, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar's remarks came days after senior leaders of the Congress like Salman Khurshid, like Sajjan Verma and Manishankar Iyer stoked controversy while speaking on the situation in the neighborhood. Khurshid warned that India could see violent protests akin to that happened in Bangladesh. Sajjan Verma, on the other hand, issued a further warning, and he said that just like in Bangladesh, Prime Minister Modi's residence could also be raided by people because of his perceived policy failures. Then this was the kind of sentiment that was also echoed by Congress leader Manishankar Iyer.
What's happening in Bangladesh can happen here. It's just that Bangladesh is a concentration of much that we have in our country, and the spread in our country prevents things blowing up in the manner in which they've blown up in Bangladesh. But whatever is happening in Bangladesh is terrible.
Bangladesh की जनता शेख हसीना की गलत नीतियों की वजह से, बांग्लादेश की सरकार की गलत नीतियों की वजह से कल प्रधानमंत्री आवास में घुस गई, राष्ट्रपति भवन में घुस गई। याद रखना नरेंद्र मोदी जी, एक दिन जनता जितने सड़क पे हिलोरे दे रही है, एक दिन तुम्हारी गलत नीतियों से तुम्हारे प्रधानमंत्री निवास में घुस जाएगी, कब्जा कर लेगी।
वहाँ की परिस्थिति और हमारी परिस्थिति में काफी एक कंपैरिजन कर सकते हो। इतना ही नहीं, उनकी जमहूरियत में कमियां महसूस होने लगी। जो उनके इलेक्शंस हुए इस बार और इसके पहले भी, तो वो विपक्ष की पार्टियां ने भाग ही नहीं लिया, क्योंकि उनको लगा कि ये फ्री एंड फेयर इलेक्शन नहीं होंगे। हमारे यहाँ वो परिस्थिति नहीं है, विपक्ष की पार्टियां भाग ले रही हैं, लेकिन बहुत से इल्जाम चल रहे हैं जिसका सही जवाब नहीं मिल रहा है।
While what happened in Bangladesh has concerned the entire world, there is a kind of commentary, Rishabh, that we have been seeing in India. Politicians of the Congress party who have drawn parallels, who have said that what happened in Bangladesh could happen in India. After Sheikh Hasina was forced to flee, there were leaders of the opposition who said that जो तानाशाही करेगा उसे देश छोड़ के भागना पड़ेगा, and it is nobody's guess who they were referring to. And right now, the BJP is also questioning the Congress and other allies in the INDIA bloc over the narrative they are trying to push. When it comes to the attacks by the BJP on this kind of narrative, what's the latest, Rishabh?
Well, definitely, be it N.K. Premchandran, be it Manishankar Iyer, be it Salman Khurshid or senior leaders for that matter, to start with Iltiza Mufti, who actually tweeted a photo of a swimming pool from the presidential palace of Sri Lanka in Colombo, saying that does 7 local landmark have a swimming pool too? The way, opposition leaders have been drawing parallels and trying to draw parallels for that matter between Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and India is something that is beyond understanding. The way, they're taking a jibe on the government of India or the government of the day is beyond understanding. And that's what Vice President Dhankar also referred to, that that is disheartening to hear that the politicians in the country feel that for the country. As of now, if we talk about the politics around it, definitely there have been dictator jibe against Prime Minister Modi by the opposition parties as well. And, what happened in Bangladesh, taking a cue from their opposition parties have been commenting in a similar way here in India as well. But having said that, we need to understand two things. And for that matter, Congress, who has been in power for over 6 decades, need to understand this, that India as a country has a 75 years of legacy as an independent country. Absolutely. Under a constitution. Our constitution is such that it cannot be undermined the way it has been undermined in Pakistan, Bangladesh or Sri Lanka.
Protectors of democracy, those who, proclaim to be saviors of the Samvidhan, if they, for now, are sending some kind of a messaging to anarchic forces, it definitely is concerning. Do stay with us, Rishabh, because also our colleague Gaurav spoke to a Bangladeshi Hindu family that is now on its way to Vellore on medical visa for their child's treatment. Listen into their ordeal to find out what happened with them.
हम हैं कूच बिहार जिले में, जो कि पश्चिम बंगाल का एक जिला है और बांग्लादेश से सटा हुआ है। और उसके ही एक आईसीपी यानी कि इमिग्रेशन चेक पोस्ट, यानी कि बांग्लादेश से जो लोग वैलिड वीजा पासपोर्ट के साथ आते हैं वो अपने दस्तावेज चेक करा के यहाँ से भारत की ओर जाते हैं। ये यहाँ पर एक दंपति है जो अपने बच्चे का इलाज कराने के लिए वेल्लोर तमिलनाडु जा रहा है और उनके पास मेडिकल वीजा है। उनका बच्चा जो है बीमार है, बांग्लादेश के रहने वाले हैं। उनका पासपोर्ट आप हाथ में देख पा रहे हैं और ये देखिए इनका ये पासपोर्ट एक बार दिखा दीजिएगा। तो ये बांग्लादेश के लालमुनिहाट जिले के रहने वाले हैं और ये संजीत चटर्जी जी हैं, इनकी पत्नी श्रावणी जी हैं और इन लोगों से हम बात करते हैं कि क्या स्थिति, क्या हालात वहां पर हैं। पहले तो आप अपना नाम बताइए और आप किस लिए भारत यहाँ पर इलाज के लिए आए हैं? आप तो मेडिकल के लिए, चिकित्सा के लिए? चिकित्सा के लिए। अभी वहाँ पर चूंकि आप हिंदू हैं, वहाँ पर जिस तरीके का माहौल बना हुआ है, क्या स्थिति है वहाँ पर हिंदुओं के लिए खास करके? कैसा माहौल है अभी, क्या चल रहा है वहाँ पर?
আসলে আমি তো ভাষাটা এটা ক্লিয়ার বুঝতে পারছি না। যদি মানে আপনি যেটা বলছেন সে প্রশ্নের উত্তরটা আমি কিভাবে দেব? আপনার ভাষাটা আমি কিন্তু বুঝতে পারছি না।
हिंदुओं की क्या स्थिति, हिंदू और क्या वहाँ माहौल है वो बताइए।
হিন্দুদের সমস্যা যথেষ্ট আছে সেখানে। হিন্দুরা প্রতিনিয়ত নির্যাতিত হচ্ছে, বাড়ি ঘরে অগ্নিসংযোগ করতেছে, ভেঙে দিচ্ছে, মন্দিরে হামলা করতেছে, মন্দির ভেঙে দিচ্ছে।
So you heard what a Bangladeshi Hindu family had to say. गौरव इज जॉइनिंग अस। गौरव, आप कूच बिहार में थे, वहां पे बांग्लादेश से आए कई ऐसे लोग हैं जो मेडिकल वीजा पे आते हैं, जिनसे आपने बात की। उन्होंने ये जाहिर कर दिया कि जो हिंदुओं की स्थिति बांग्लादेश में है वो अभी बहुत ज्यादा दयनीय है, क्योंकि मंदिरों पे अटैक किया जा रहा है, उनके घरों पे अटैक किया जा रहा है और टारगेटेड अटैक्स चल रहे हैं। ऐसे और कितने लोगों से आपने बात की, क्योंकि एक बॉर्डर सिक्योरिटी भी हमारे लिए कंसर्न हो चुका है, पर ग्राउंड पे स्थिति क्या है?
बिल्कुल, देखिए जो इस तरह के इमिग्रेशन चेक पोस्ट यानी कि आईसीपी इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर पर बने हुए हैं, वहां पर तमाम वो लोग जिनके पास मेडिकल वीजा है, स्टूडेंट वीजा है, वो लगातार भारत पहुंच रहे हैं। हालांकि 4 अगस्त के बाद से भारत की तरफ से बांग्लादेश जाने वालों की संख्या ना के बराबर है और किसी मजबूरी में ही शायद कोई जा रहा होगा, नहीं तो कोई जितने भी लोग पहुंच रहे हैं, कई बांग्लादेशी मुस्लिम युवकों से हमने बात की जो गुवाहाटी या अलग अलग शहरों में यहां पर पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं। वो ये कह रहे हैं कि जो राजनीतिक आंदोलन था, स्टूडेंट का एजिटेशन था, उसमें कहीं ना कहीं जाहिर तौर पर राजनीतिक तौर पर हिंदुओं को निशाना बनाया गया और उनके मंदिरों को तोड़ा गया। हालांकि हम इस तरह की चीजें नहीं चाहते हैं, लेकिन वहां पर जिस तरह का माहौल है वो बिल्कुल ही अल्पसंख्यकों के लिए खास करके बहुत विपरीत है और वहां पर उनके लिए रहना मुश्किल हो रहा है। जिन लोगों के पास वीजा थे, मेडिकल वीजा, स्टूडेंट वीजा या अपने परिवार से मिलने के लिए आ रहे थे, वो कुछ ना कुछ करके भारत की सीमा में प्रवेश कर जा रहे हैं। लेकिन वो लोग जिनके पास वीजा नहीं है, वो कहीं ना कहीं अलग अलग बॉर्डर्स पे खड़े होकर गुहार लगा रहे हैं भारतीय सरकार से कि उनको भारत आने दिया जाए। हालांकि अभी तक बॉर्डर सिक्योरिटी फोर्स और साथ ही साथ बीजीबी, उन दोनों ने ही उन लोगों को दूसरी तरफ ही रोका हुआ है और आने की इजाजत नहीं है। लेकिन बीएसएफ ने इस मामले में अपनी विजिलेंस बहुत बढ़ा दी है। हम कल कई सारे इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर्स के बीओपीज पे गए थे और वहां पर यही स्थिति थी कि जितने भी इनके ऑफिसर्स हैं, जितने भी जवान हैं, सबकी छुट्टियां कैंसिल की गई हैं, सबको बॉर्डर इलाके में कहा गया। खास करके नाइट विजिलेंस बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ा गया। तो माहौल जो है तनावपूर्ण है लेकिन मुश्किल भरा हुआ है और बीएसएफ जानता है कि अगर कहीं से भी ब्रीच हुआ तो उस घुसपैठ के बीच में सामाजिक तत्व भी आ सकते हैं और इस बात को बीएसएफ अच्छे से जानता है। आर्मी इंटेलिजेंस भी लगातार उनके साथ में काम कर रहा है। तो बहुत व्यापक स्तर पर भारत में घुसपैठ रोकने की कोशिश है, लेकिन जो लोग भारत पहुंच रहे हैं उनका यही कहना है कि वहां पर हिंदुओं की स्थिति खासकर ठीक नहीं है और जो आ सकते हैं, जो
आए थे मेडिकल वीजा पे, they obviously do not want to go back. Even that is the situation that is prevailing. Thank you, Gaurav, for getting us that update. Gaurav is telling us about the vigilance that has been increased by the BSF at the borders because of the situation that has been created after the churn and the unrest in Bangladesh. Thank you, Gaurav, for getting us those details. But let's tell you about what's happening in Bangladesh when it comes to their internal politics. Bangladesh's interim government's other 3 members and Chief Justice Syed Refat Ahmad will take oath of office by today. That is going to happen some time from now. The Dr. Yunus-led interim government also took oath of office on the 8th of August, and the other 3 advisors, that is Supradeep Chakma, Bidhan Ranjan Roy and Farooqi Azam, could not attend the oath-taking ceremony as they were out of Dhaka. And this is the latest. And Rishabh, just get us a quick update on the latest political developments that's taking place in Bangladesh.
Well, Sagarika, there are two things. One, the violence sees no end, be it in Dhaka, be it in outside Dhaka. The way violence and anarchy on the street have ensued since last month, it continues. Yesterday, the Supreme Court of Dhaka, Supreme Court of Bangladesh in Dhaka was gherraud by hundreds of protesters, and these protesters included the lawyers as well. They forced all the judges, including the Chief Justice of Bangladesh, to step down, saying that they all were close and biased toward Sheikh Hasina.
Right.
All of them followed the suit and resigned from their position. Today, the new Chief Justice will take oath along with the 3 members of the interim government. Remember, the situation is such that at the interim government oath taking, 3 members could not reach Dhaka, given that they could not leave the place they were in, given the raging violence around them. So that actually clarifies the situation on the streets of Dhaka. As of now, atrocities against minorities, there's a cash crunch for that matter, Sagar. If we talk about the banks are not sending money to ATM, fearing that the vans will be looted on way. Okay. That's the extent of anarchy. While Mohammed Yunus,
even on the day, despite the assurances that came in from the army chief of trying to attain normalcy as soon as possible, on the ground the situation still remains to be grim. Thank you, Rishabh and Gaurav, for getting us all those details. Time now for us to take a short commercial break. Stay with Times Now. We'll be back with some big breaking news coming in from the Congress Party's camp. Stay with us.